What's up, guys? It's Zach from the Rolling Times. Today I'm out here suffering in the cold because we're going to remove the front bumper on my GTI, and hopefully we're going to install that intercooler right there. The stock intercooler is all beat up from when I took the car through a cornfield. And I'm only boosting like 5 psi, as I've told you guys before, and I'm sick of that. So I'm going to see if we can rig up this aftermarket intercooler since I have it laying around. And I got nothing else to do in this freezing cold day. Alright, first things first, you're just going to want to remove the grill. That's usually not held in by any bolts on a Volkswagen, so you can just take that off, set that aside. Next, you got to see what bolts are left. Probably not a whole lot. It looks like we got one bolt there, one bolt here, and maybe one bolt under the fender there. So let me go grab the appropriate Star Allen hex tool to remove those. Alright guys, so one of the biggest things I stress when you're working on your cars or whatever you're working on mechanically is having the right tools for the job. Like I said, these are T30 hex Torx hexagonal bolt, and most bolts you can just take out with the right tool, being a pair of vice grips, but you're going to want to use your T30 hexagon attachment on your vice grips for these bolts, just to make sure that you don't strip anything out. You never want to strip out a bolt, and if you don't use the proper tool, it could get stripped out. So just make sure when you're using your vice grips that work on any bolt that you use your adapter for these T30 bolts here. Alright, so this is what your vice grip looks like with the T30 attachment installed. And then you'll just see it's nice and simple here. Look at that, like a charm. Now, if you would have just tried to put a regular vice grips on there without this adapter, you would have been having one hell of a time. Alright guys, once we have those T30 bolts removed, we can just throw those away because we don't need those anymore. Once you take your bumper off, what's the point in putting it back on? You don't really need a bumper. Alright guys, the bumper is off, and I gotta say, I am digging the new look. Check that bitch out. It's gonna look real good with a nice front mount tucked up under this bumper. Yeah, fuck that piece of shit. Alright guys, I'm back. I got the intercooler mounted up. As you can see, I ran out of silicone connectors, so over here I used Gorilla Tape. I actually took a bicycle tube and stretched it over both sides of the pipe and then wrapped it with Gorilla Tape, and then used the clamps around there. And I just did a little two-step action, and it seems to be holding boost, so I think I'm good to go until I get new silicone connectors. Also, you can see I don't have any brackets for the intercooler yet. It's all held on by zip ties, but I think we might be pushing full boost now. See me right now, but if you can see this, we have boost! Yes! We have boost, and we're holding boost with Gorilla Tape and bicycle tubes! Yes! Yeah! We also have no gas, so I'm gonna go get gas quick.